From the mud to the rise, yeah, we built it on the grind. Trench talk, real talk, leave the fake ones behind. We don't fold, we don't break, every move we define. It's the code from the trenches where the real ones align.
Alright, so peep game. This whole circus kicked off when Joe, Whispers in Therapy Budden, slid into that Knicks game a few weeks back, thinking he was on some humble courtside flex. But nah, the real bosses pulled up and the whole vibe shifted like somebody just turned the lights on in a Roach motel. My man thought he was chilling, feet up, hoodie down, front row adjacent with his lady, whispering sweet sarcasm about Fat Joe's bag of drip like that was gonna save him from what was coming. But boom, guess who stomps in like the king of New York? Joey Crack himself, flanked by his daughter, sitting down looking like royalty. And Joe sitting there fake smiling like he ain't just see his rap uncle slide in with presidential energy. Now here's where it gets disrespectful. My guy Budden knew the energy was off the moment he started thinking, yo, ain't Fat Joe usually right next to 50? And like the universe got a twisted sense of humor, guess who steps in next? 50 freaking Cent, moving like a boss, iced out, and sitting so close Joe could smell vitamin water in the air. Joe's man dapped up 50, but Fifth ain't even looked Joe's way. That's the type of petty silence that screamed louder than a diss track. Now fast forward to Fat Joe's podcast with Jada. Joe and Jada, or as I call it, Get Your Feelings Hurt Weekly. Joe Crack really went for blood. He clowning Joe Budden for sitting anywhere that ain't front row. Said them second row seats got a name now, the Joe Budden seats. Bro, that's worse than a diss. That's architectural slander. Man turned the Knicks arena into a whole punchline. And yo, Fat Joe ain't even trying to hide the shade. He out here joking like, if your op sitting in the front, what you gonna do from the second row? Throw vibes? And even Jada Kiss looking like, ayo, this wasn't in the script, my G. But make no mistake, this wasn't just jokes. This was a calculated slide. Fat Joe knew exactly what he was doing. Dudes playing chess, not Connect 4. He know Joe Budden gonna bark back, and that clapback gonna bring free promo to his podcast. Man basically lit the match and sat back with popcorn, waiting for Budden to explode like a firecracker with a mic. Joey, I don't want to respond, tried to play it cool. You know, sitting there in his humble little third row seat, like he meditating next to incense and broken dreams. Bro was acting like he ain't hear Fat Joe taking shots, coining the term Joe Budden seats, like he the architect of disrespect. But guess what? Mr. Podcast Prince couldn't hold it in forever. That bait Fat Joe dropped? Yeah, Joey bit harder than a pit off the leash. He got on the mic like he was reading a Hallmark card. I got love for Fat Joe, always supported Kiss. I bought Flojo, I spit to that beat in 93. Bro pulled out every receipt like we was in court. You ever seen a gangster read off his Spotify history just to prove he ain't mad? Joey was basically saying, yo, I'm hurt, but respectfully. Then bro tried to hit us with that I'm grown now talk, saying there ain't no beef, just elitist squabbling about ticket rows. This ain't real beef, this is Wagyu versus filet mignon. Boy, if you don't, he really said the internet ain't real life, but responded on the internet in a podcast about another podcast. Bruh, that's like saying you ain't petty while petty and live on camera, respectfully. And don't forget, he tried to flex all calm like, I ain't in celeb seats, label seats, or promo comps. I bought my own ticket. Big whoop, my guy. You still sitting behind the drama like an unpaid extra. Meanwhile, 50 sitting in the sun with the drip on, Fat Joe right next to him eating popcorn and throwing subliminals. And you contemplating humility in the shadow of front row flexing. Ain't nothing wrong with the second row, but don't act like your ego ain't twitching every time somebody says Joe Budden seats and the whole room chuckles. Joey Zen Master Dunn kept talking, but this time he flipped the whole convo like he on some solo superhero time. Came out swinging with that I don't need nobody energy, like he Bruce Wayne and Tim's, saying he ain't moving off management ties or fake rap hugs. Bro really said he walks alone, like the only real one in a room full of frauds. But here's the plot twist. He's still crying over them seats like they was cursed by the devil himself. That man said he don't even get what Joe Budden seats means, like Fat Joe speaking hieroglyphics. Stop it. Then he tried to hit us with that deep hood logic like, yo, where I'm from, you sit behind your ops. Huh? Bruh acting like this the Hunger Games arena, not a Knicks playoff game. You behind him because you bought them seats, not because you trying to line up a sneak attack. Ain't nobody ducking low behind popcorn buckets like it's war strategy. And here's the kicker. Joey started talking greasy. Said if Joe Budden seats means sitting behind somebody you make way more dinero than yeah, he owns that row. Basically, he told Fat Joe, enjoy the front view, broke boy, while I chill behind you making M's. Whole tone sounded like a passive-aggressive invoice. Said he was just there with his girl eating popcorn, like he ain't just throw a full-blown financial uppercut mid-snack. Then, as if he ain't roast enough, he tried to wrap it up all friendly like. Much love to Fat Joe and Jacus. I still support they lil podcast. That's like shooting at somebody, then offering to bandage the wound. Then he gave a fake group hug and told everybody back to work, like he just ended a Zoom call. But let's keep it gangster. Fat Joe ain't letting that ride. Joe Budden done turned a little playoff seat jab into a whole TED talk on net worth. He basically said, even if I was watching the game on a cracked iPhone outside Madison Square Garden, I'm still richer than you. So now, we officially in the money measuring contest phase. It's feeling less like a rap rivalry and more like Forbes list flex wars. And let me remind y'all, Fat Joe got history. Tax trouble, prison time, DJ Khaled bailout, redemption arc. The man came out of the feds and been flossing like nothing happened. He ain't gonna sit there and let Joey Mr. Independent talk like he the only one with a bag. After Joey Cash Talk went on his little humble brag meltdown about making more bread than folks sitting in front of him, Fat Joe slid back in the convo like a hood tax return with receipts. Bro ain't even blink, he just let his partnership resume do the talking. Boost Mobile, Barty Liquor, Jordan Brand, Mark Echo, Hypnotic, even the damn US Open. Man got more deals than your favorite plug on Black Friday. Meanwhile, Joe Budden still trying to flex his little Patreon hustle like he breaking the bank. Yeah, we see the prize picks, the YouTube checks hitting monthly 6 figures, cute little bag, but Fat Joe out here collecting endorsements like infinity stones. If this was a money war, Joey brought a pocket knife to a rocket launcher fight, straight up. And here's the kill shot. Folks say these two probably neck and neck financially. Maybe Fat Joe even got a slight edge, but the real G move, Crack might just pull out his 2024 tax return live on air like, look at me, 7 digits, no ghostwriters, all muscle. Imagine that. Man sitting in a velvet chair reading his income line by line while wearing a Rolex that costs more than Budden's entire podcast setup. Bro said, God give you karma. But this ain't karma. This is smack the mic disrespect. Fat Joe ready to roast with balance sheets. He the type to say, that's cute, Joey. Now peep this 1.4 ME on my wrist from 2020. You ever seen something shine like this in your broke boy life? It's like the OG just transformed into a walking IRS audit mixed with $1 million mixtape. Ain't no response Joey can cook up on a podcast that's gonna dim that shine. You don't clap back at a dude who been rich since cassette tapes by talking YouTube ads. That's a clown move. Joey out here acting like he invented money because he figured out how to get fans to pay for content. Meanwhile, Fat Joe's been getting legal money since your favorite rapper was in daycare. So now the street's waiting. Popcorn ready, comment sections buzzing. Is Budden gonna double down or duck out? Will Fat Joe turn the next episode of his pod into a financial crime scene? One thing's for sure, when OGs flex, the lil guys just end up with sore necks from looking up too long. Now drop a comment. Tell me if Joey just got cooked or if he got another card up his sleeve. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, cause the way this beef cooking up, you gonna need a bib for all the sauce spilling.